Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to answer the question, what is it like being a drummer for hire? What's up, everybody? Thank you again for joining me this week. I'm really excited with the channel lately, getting a lot of new subscribers, and I appreciate you checking out the videos. I've had a handful of comments come in saying, these videos are really helpful. Thank you for talking on this topic, and I'd love to do more of that. If you've got a topic that you're interested in learning about regarding drums, recording, being a professional musician, let me know in the comments below. With this week's topic, I wanted to get a little bit more realistic on what is it like to be a professional musician, the highs, the lows, the pros and cons. All right, like every good YouTube video, I'm gonna start with the cons and then get into pros. So right off the bat, some of the cons of being a drummer for hire, a professional musician, is consistency. Week to week, month to month, most of the time, I don't know when that next gig is coming, compared to a 9-to-5 job where it'd be like, well, of course I'm going into Monday at 9 o'clock on Monday and working till Friday. With being a musician, I'm often getting the call for the gig very last minute. So for a lot of people, that feeling of being up in the air, I don't know when the next thing is coming, that causes a lot of anxiety. And I've definitely dealt with that in the past. So scheduling can be tough. And another thing concerning time would be time away from friends and family. You can work from home if you're doing remote stuff, but most of the time you're gonna have to travel. I've been fortunate to travel all across the country, which is really cool. However, it's at the expense of being away from my wife for 6 weeks straight. While I'm very fortunate to be playing in bands with people I adore and love working with and have become like brothers to me, I do leave the rest of my friend group at home. It's definitely a Nashville culture thing to, you move to town, you get a big gig, you're away for weeks, months at a time, and your friend group at your home base is changing, growing, moving, and you may just have to kind of catch up from time to time, and you may feel out of the loop. And the topic on everybody's mind of being a hired musician is, of course, money. So here are some of the cons concerning finances and money. So if you're used to working a 9-to-5 job, you probably get paid every other Friday, or maybe if you're lucky, every Friday. As a hired musician, my pay schedule is kind of up in the air sometimes. I'm fortunate, again, to work with a lot of bands that pay me as quickly as they can, but working for a band is working like for a contractor who, well, once the project is done, the house is built, the bathroom is remodeled, then the owner will, pay the contractor, and then the contractor pays you if you're working on the job. In my day-to-day, I have people texting me asking, okay, what's your rate? How much will it cost for you to leave your house for the day, come record at the studio, and us take up 8 hours of your time? Maybe even more so than a 9-to-5 job, you have to be a proponent for yourself. You have to be a champion for yourself, having enough confidence to set your day rate and tell the person that could hire you or could not hire you, this is my rate. So payment negotiation can be tricky. And of course, being a freelancer, not working for a big company, there's no benefits. I have to pay for my own health insurance. Tax season can be stressful. As a musician, I get sent a lot of what's called 1099 forms where there's no taxes taken out, and it just says, this band paid you $600 last year. And then I have to report that still to the government, and then the government is going to charge me probably around 30%. So throughout the year, I have to set money aside for tax day coming up to pay my own taxes as well. And then another thing about waiting for payments is often when you're on the road for a long stretch of time, the band can't pay you, the artist can't pay you while the gig is happening, and you're lucky if that does happen, but you have to wait until the tour or the run of shows is over. So I've done probably like a 21-day tour where, I still had bills to pay at home, but once the band gets paid, I'll get paid. So along with all of the money, schedule, time stuff, one of the big cons of any career, honestly, is the toll that it takes on your mental health. So yeah, what's some of the stuff that I've been through as a musician experiencing mental health stuff? I think a lot of people can relate to this, but self-doubt, questioning, should this be my career? Should I keep going? Ego, pride. I've also had the experience of huge wins and deep losses of rejection. It's a really interesting feeling playing a sold out show or a show with a really big crowd of like 1,000 people. They're all, in your face. They're excited. They want to hear the next song. And then, a few weeks later, playing to a room of 25 or less people. I've been there. I'm definitely going to do some videos on mental health and being a musician, but today just wanted to go through a quick list of the cons. Let's get into some of the upsides of being a hired musician. One of the upsides for me is getting to play in studios, getting to go on tours has been a dream of mine since I was a kid. If I could show 10-year-old me the places that I've been already in my music career, he would be so happy. At age 29, I am so grateful for what I've done already in my music career, and comparing to other people, that wouldn't be, anything crazy. So I would definitely say one of the pros to being a hired musician is getting to fulfill a dream that I've had since I was a kid. As a musician, I am proving to myself every day or every couple months new skill sets that seem challenging to me, but once I put in the work and learn as much as I can, I learn how to play, in 5/4, or I learn how to do a solo in 12/8 that sounded better than the day before. So it's very satisfying to my soul, to my mind, that like, hey, you're doing something in your career that you couldn't do the day before, but you're doing it today. And YouTube is one of those things for me where I feel like I'm starting to make some traction. And this time last year, I uploaded YouTube shorts, and literally, I think there's still 0 views on some of them. So another pro of being a hired musician to me is, as a musician, I noticed I have a larger ceiling of growth that I can hit compared to that last corporate job I worked at. When I was coming out of college, I worked at a call center for a university, and I loved learning new skills and getting good at communicating and all of that. However, a couple months into that job, I realized, man, no matter how good my call score gets. Oh, hey, Zoe. However, at that job, I noticed no matter how good my call scores got or the hours of work that I put in, I was just stuck. I wasn't satisfied with the job. I didn't feel like I was making a difference. So instead of the call center job, now as a musician, I've noticed my ceiling for growth is much higher and much more interesting. So I've lived in Nashville about 6 years doing this thing, and year after year, I'm so fortunate to be working with better musicians and just awesome people, developing relationships and a network with people that I'm thrilled to work with, that I'm lucky to work with. I love in this career having such a variety of work. One day I'm teaching lessons, the next day I'm recording 4 songs in a studio. One day I'm on the road in a city that I've never been in before, and then the next day I'm playing to 1,000 people. While there's a lot of time constraints on being a hired musician, there's definitely some pros to it as well. I love not working a 9 to 5, partly because I can sleep in. That helps a lot. And also variety of schedule. Another positive for me in being a hired musician is not being nailed down to the 9 to 5 schedule. While being a musician, it can be a very grueling schedule of having rehearsals late at night and getting home at 1 a.m. after a gig. There are times where I have several days off in the week, and so I can go have coffee at a bakery with my wife. Or I can finally get those house chores done that I've been too tired to get done, getting home from work and just being like, I gotta veg out. Not working a strict 9 to 5, my schedule is way more open to get coffees with people to network. And, if there's a studio recording session that comes up, I'm likely free to do it. The biggest pro in getting to be a hired musician is I'm getting to make art, I'm getting to make music with some really amazing people. I'm getting to travel across the country, experience so many other stories and cultures outside of my own. Seriously, so grateful for the people that I work with, and I'm very lucky to have them in my life. All right. Thank you so much for watching this week. I really appreciate it. This channel is starting to get really fun for me. I love hearing from y'all about what you think on my short form videos, or if this type of video content is helpful. Love hearing from y'all, and feel free to comment if you have questions, let me know. But I'll be back soon with some more recording content and live concerts. If you're watching this before the end of June, Lost Stars is playing in Kansas City, Chicago, and Nashville. Kansas City on the 24th of June, Chicago on the 26th, and Nashville on the 27th. I'll link below the band's website and all of that. But yeah, come see me play a live show and let's hang out. All right, thanks y'all.